everybody. Getting some love in the chat with the let's go from Matt. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the 10 Count Podcast brought to you by bodyslam.net. Thank you guys for tuning in for another week, fun-filled week of wrestling. I just want to point out that I correctly predicted a JC Jane two-time NXT Women's Championship reign starting this past Tuesday. I had it in my bones. I felt it, and I called every bit of it.
We will get into that because we've been discussing what might happen out of that match and storylines moving forward and possible debuts. The tweet got a lot of traction. It has been blowing up on X. So we'll dive into that a little bit later. We'll discuss that a little bit later. But yeah, Ty, how was your week? WWE took over New York City. We had Monday Night Raw at MSG. We had Cena's last time at MSG on Monday. We had Gold Rush last night. We were going to do predictions for Gold Rush Part 2, but they decided to they just recorded it last night and the results kind of got leaked. So we're not going to do that. But I think we should start out with the voicemails. I think we only have one today. So what do you think? Should we get started with the voicemails?
Yeah, let's hear the first one or the only one.
All right. The one and only. Let's give it a listen.
What's going on, guys? I just wanted to piggyback off of last week's question that I sent in. So assuming we all know Tony Khan stated that WWE has not reached out in regards to Adam Copeland, and because on YouTube, WWE Vault posted the history of Cena and Edge on their page, I just wanted to know, what do you think Edge does return to WWE? And I only say that because I'm reading between the lines. Tony stated Adam Copeland is not going anywhere, and he is AEW. Me, I'm stating the Rated R Superstar is going to return to WWE for one night. Because if Tony Khan is as big of a wrestling fan as he is or says he is, this could be a holy shit moment. And let's be honest, Paul Triple H Levesque has always said what's best for business, and I think for one night, this could be best for business and especially for the fans. Hope all the best, guys, and congrats again, Ty, on your baby boy.
Thank you.
Interesting. Ty, you want to start? Go for it.
Yeah, I now that we have like all competitors named in this last time is now tournament, I don't know, because I think his only dates left, and correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, are Survivor Series and Saturday night's main event. So
no, you're right. You're right.
I think the writing's on the wall that we don't get an Edge appearance. I freaking wish. I wish he was a surprise entrant. I wish they still had a spot for the first round for the question marks to be popped up and Edge to take hold in the tournament. Hey, we still have Finn Balor in the tournament. Maybe Edge comes and takes him out and takes his spot in the tournament. I don't know. I think that's highly unlikely, but I think WWE does a very good job at pulling at the strings, especially when they posted the rivalry of Edge and Cena. And they could just be doing it because it's a great moment in Cena's career and his history in the WWE. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're getting Edge. I don't think we're getting Adam Copeland. I don't think we're getting Rated R Superstar on Raw or to do anything with Cena as his career comes to a close.
I'm with you. Sure. Was it interesting that, obviously Tony can't say Edge. He signed under his name, Adam Copeland. So as far as that goes, Edge is not under contract with AEW. It's Adam Copeland. He is the ultimate opportunist. It would blow my mind if somehow he weaseled his way in, not being in the main. Like, people are like, oh, there's still going to be surprises throughout this whole tournament. I don't know. I think we got the two surprises. We'll get into SmackDown surprise real quick before we go into Raw and NXT. But yeah, it wouldn't I would love to see it, but I still don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, Adam Copeland is the one signed with AEW, not Edge. And obviously WWE posting the best of Cena. How can you not with Edge? They own the vaults. They own the video history of Edge and Cena. Why not put that out there? It's not like they're going to just erase him out of memory or history. I never say never, I guess, but I don't see it happening. But as far as the two surprises that we were discussing last week, we did get our boy. We did get Matt Cardona, but he was back under Zack Ryder. Now, I'm just going to go first, and then I'm going to, I want your opinion here, Ty. At first, I was kind of upset. I'm not going to lie. Hearing woo, 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 like all radio, that was awesome. Loved hearing that. That was nostalgia at its finest. But I wanted Cardona. I wanted Matt Cardona. We just had Matt Cardona literally a week before on NXT. So it had given me hope that we might see that. But then I took a second. Obviously, no matter what, it's an awesome moment for the person, Matt Cardona. He has worked his ass off down in the indies. He's out there hustling every single week. He's unbelievable. There's no way to not put him over. It just makes sense with Zack Ryder because Zack Ryder is the person with the history with John Cena. So I totally get it. And clearly he has a merch deal. I think that they're going to see how the merch is going. And clearly it's all three shirts are already top selling. So what are you waiting for, WWE? Like legitimately, I don't know what else you could be waiting for. Go and sign the man. Like now you can even bring him back in as Zack Ryder for a little bit. Get him off to a shitty start. Like let him lose a few times. And then he'll be like, nah, this is not what I'm doing anymore. And then bring in Matt Cardona. Like bring in that persona a month or two into his return. But I mean, he's already out on X and he's whoever's buying merch, he's calling them and thanking them personally. It's unbelievable. The man's a genius. The man needs to be signed. I don't know what they're waiting for. Great to see Matt Cardona back in a WWE ring.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on this too. Obviously, everyone's saying, like you said, Zack Ryder has the history. But the thing that kind of gets me is that why not sell Matt Cardona merch instead of Zack Ryder merch? Like if you're trying to test the waters and, push this guy forward and not leave him in the, in the back alleys of what he used to be in WWE, then why not push his current merch? That's the thing that kind of freaks me out. Because if they are going to pull him in, I am afraid that they do go full force with Zack Ryder. And I don't think that's fair for him. Like with Cody, right? When Cody came back, he's like, I don't want Stardust referenced at all. I don't give a shit. And obviously, as he got back and got more comfortable, he allowed people to use the reference because he's obviously gotten over that. But to tie Matt Cardona to the Zack Ryder personality and the character, I think is kind of a detriment to him at this point from what he was to what he's become. So I do hope that if they do sign him, they just completely ditch Zack Ryder and go full Matt Cardona. The side of the coin is that they're selling Zack Ryder merch. So that scares me a little bit. But I'm so fucking happy for him. The crowd went fucking nuts. I mean, him and LA Knight put on a great match. The moment between Zack, I said, what is Zack at that point? Yeah. Zack Ryder and LA Knight backstage was really freaking cool. And talk about shock value, dude. Monday night, Dolph Ziggler. The WWE, I don't understand how they don't realize they drop the ball every fucking time with Dolph Ziggler. That Madison Square Garden exploded to his music. He was fucking pumped up. And one of them should have won. One of them should have went on in this tournament. And honestly, no hate to, Zack Ryder because he did face LA Knight. And I do love Solo Sikoa, but Monday night, MSG, that should have been Dolph Ziggler's night, man. The false finish with the zigzag and everything, like it was, dude, the crowd was so behind him. I feel like they should have called that audible and let Dolph have another match in the semifinals.
So MSG still should have been Cardona to me. And I actually think that that Nick Nemeth and Cardona were in a group chat with, I don't know who else it was, but I think I was listening to Busted Open, and Nick's like, he pushed for Cardona to be the MSG match. He understood that, and obviously that's not the way it went, but that would have made sense to me.
Yeah.
I understand why it's not Joe Hendry, or why it wasn't Joe Hendry. Everyone was expecting it, and he's now under WWE contract. So if it was Hendry at that point, I feel like you got to give him the win, since, you know, Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler, and Cardona aren't under a contract. You know, they just get this nice little pop. They had a great moment. I mean, dude, I've been watching Nick's matches in TNA. The dude is still unreal. Both of them, like you said, both of them have. I can't even put it into words how much, like, Matt Cardona himself has, revitalized his career from, being let go as Zack Ryder. And then even Nick Nemeth, he never said no to anything. Like, he was like, you want me to go down to NXT and win the NXT World Championship? Sure, done. Like, that was during like the lowest of lows when they were rebranding NXT. And then all of a sudden, here comes Dolph Ziggler, and now everyone's watching NXT. Dolph is that good, and he is that damn good at selling. My God, that spike sell was the sell on the spike was perfection, like Dolph Ziggler. Like, if you look up Dolph Ziggler, and what he does is he sells the shit out of any move. And that was just Dolph Ziggler to a T. It was unbelievable. And I hope WWE's realizing this. Obviously you see Triple H taking the photo with both men backstage under the WWE sign. You gotta just realize and listen, like, Dolph, his merch is probably moving too. He has a merchandise deal with WWE right now. His contract's coming up soon with TNA. I don't care about the ages right now. Like, they're both still so good and still so over. Just pull the trigger, get him signed. What are we doing?
Yeah, I agree with you, because, I mean, if we're talking about ages too, like, look at CM Punk, and he's the world heavyweight champion right now. He's in the main event. He is the guy on Monday Night Raw. And to me, if you're pulling that kind of traction and that kind of support, why not? And if I could go back in time and alter any trajectory in wrestling in anyone's career, it would be Dolph Ziggler. I would have that man freaking 5, 6, 7-time world heavyweight champion, WWE champion. I mean, the reigns he had should have been longer. I mean, to me, one of the most iconic moments in my history of watching wrestling was his cash-in on Alberto Del Rio. That was, I'm getting chills thinking about it right now. Just like the Raw after Mania, the crowd was fucking hot. The reaction, just go to YouTube and go look up that video and just listen to the reaction when Dolph Ziggler won the championship, because that to me was one of the biggest pops of all time. And it goes to show about him, how he wrestles, his charisma in the ring. He is a workhorse. He is super freaking talented, and the man's had the short end of the stick for so long. And I would love nothing more for him to come back to WWE, win the fucking big one, and hold it for a bit. Rightfully so. We've seen these redemption arcs with Cody, with CM Punk coming back, in this new regime. Why not do it to Dolph? Because if anyone deserves it, it's Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, you nailed it on the head. There's legitimately nothing else to say about them, because I think it proved, like, I'm hoping that for WWE, it was like kind of like, all right, here, like, clearly Cena had a say in who he wanted in this tournament, right? There's the TNA WWE partnership, which helped with Dolph, and then Cardona, he's just a free agent, man. That's what he does. Like, I think this year I saw a stat that he's wrestled in TNA, AEW, I think maybe even ROH, WWE, NXT, GCW. Like, dude, he has wrestled legitimately in like every major promotion possible.
I love it.
And he's still like getting whatever he's doing over.
Yep.
Like, that's the genius behind Matt Cardona. I'm going to stop with that now. What'd you think about the rest of Raw? Because I thought the MSG crowd was hot.
I liked it.
Yeah, dude. I love that the Judgment Day interrupted Cena in the beginning. Obviously, we had Cena, Sheamus, and Rey Mysterio versus them. What did you think about it? Because obviously I wanted to go, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
Yeah, let's unpack it a little bit. I loved the whole show. I thought it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I had it on my phone all night between, baby needing food, yelling at me because he needed more food, yelling at me because he couldn't poop. But it was so much fun. I saw Dom was on, I think ESPN or yeah, I think it was ESPN. It might have been something else, but how he talked about it, he gets to be 3 of the last 4 matches for John Cena's retirement tour, and it just goes to show. We talk about this all the time. We've seen it, on the internet as well. Like, Dom is the guy. He's the future of this industry. If this isn't telling of it, I don't know what would be. But it's fun to see this. As much as I was hoping for Ray and Dom for the AAA Mega Championship at Survivor Series, I think this is a great match. Maybe even Dom wins the Intercontinental Championship back. I could see it happening, especially with the Judgment Day on his side. But overall, man, it's just between Maxine winning the Intercontinental Championship with a returning AJ Lee, the teasing of AJ and Becky, like we mentioned last week, to join the War Games teams. The brawl at the end of Raw between the two factions and the 2 final team members, which were kind of predictable, but still freaking awesome on how they did it. I mean, every step of the way, Monday Night Raw was super fun. I saw someone online said, if you like Nostalgia Access was a great Raw. If you don't, like, it sucked. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, go kick rocks. That episode of Raw, I think it hit on all cylinders, and I want every week to be like that because that was fun. It's exciting. I mean, I don't know, man. I really enjoyed what I saw on Monday night.
Yeah, and just to Maxine, like, congratulations. I've seen the work that she's put in, especially at the dungeon with Natty. She's committed. She wants this. She has been so improved. And for that moment to happen at MSG against Becky, obviously we had the return of AJ. We're still not done with AJ and Becky. We had Rhea and AJ in the backstage area, and she's like, let's talk. The place popped. So clearly we know where we're going now, right? And I just cannot wait. Now, dude, these 2 War Games matches for Survivor Series, I am pumped for.
Yeah.
They are going to be incredible. And was the main event overbooked? Was that main event was that whole segment overbooked? Probably a little bit. You had the entrance of Lesnar at the end, and then you had the tease with the classic Triple H watermark in the corner, and then you hear Roman's music hit. But you had to get there. You had to get there. Survivor Series is in 3 weeks or something? 2 weeks? I don't even. It's 2 or.
I think it's 2 weeks. I think it's the Saturday, Sunday after Thanksgiving. So it's not this weekend. I think it's next weekend.
So, I mean, we had to get there. What better place to do it than the Mecca, MSG? And I told my 2 friends, Casey and Jackie, they were going. And I said, you guys are in for such one hell of a show. I literally told them, I was like, I'm jealous. It just embrace everything because it's going to be one of the best Raws in quite some time.
Yeah, and that, like you said, the 2 War Games matches, I mean, the star power for both is unheard of, is astronomical. I mean, we all knew that Charlotte was going to come back. Obviously, it just didn't make sense for her to walk away and come back. They resolved that on Monday. But this is really going to take the cake. I mean, it's going to be hard for other matches to even compare to what's about to go down in any of these War Games matches. I can't wait to see just this mashing of meat that we're going to get between Roman, Brock, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, freaking, I mean, Cody, CM Punk, and Lusos aren't that big, but everyone else, man, is just gigantic. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I hope they book it right. I don't even care who wins. I feel like it would benefit Division to win more than it would the faces. But I could see them doing a go home, make the crowd go home happy kind of deal for Survivor Series. But we'll see. I'm excited for that. I think they're gonna freaking steal the show, and the women also have a chance to steal the show as well. So I can't wait to see how that unfolds.
No, I'm with you. And now just I feel like that was just like the full steam ahead. Like now it's just going to be go, go, go. Like I am pumped for SmackDown. I am going to be pumped for Monday Night Raw next week, just because now we know who is in this War Games. Finally, I know you and I have discussed this. We kind of felt like they were going in this direction of just the top superstars, dude. Like we thought it might have taken a hit with Seth Rollins being hurt, but they just picked right back up. Let's just be honest. So I can't wait to see how they just keep building it up until we're at go time in San Diego for Survivor Series.
I have a question for you. So a long time ago, well, not too long ago, I predicted that Obafemi might be a contender of War Games. Do you think that could have been a possibility until Seth got hurt? Because he disappeared off NXT, and then Seth Rollins gets hurt, and he's now showing back up to claim his throne on NXT. I don't know. The timing seems a little iffy for me.
I mean, it definitely could be. I don't know. I can probably maybe ask Corey that, or one of the guys over at Body Slam. Maybe they know. Maybe they can dig. But it makes sense, right? Unless they just gave Oba a much needed vacation.
Sure.
It's totally possible, and this was the whole plan all along. But at that point, once he lost to Ricky, you and I both said, like, what else is there left for Obafemi to do in NXT? And I thought he would have been great. Whose spot did he take? What was Logan planned? Did Logan get added the last second? I feel like Brock was always locked into this match, no matter what was going on. So maybe he did. Maybe it was a quick pull with Logan. I don't know. I wish I did know. But yeah, I know. I mean, Oba would have fit beautifully. He would have fit beautifully.
I don't want to forget about, because it was insane match, was Gunther and Javon Evans. That match was my favorite match of the night. And I heard Bully Ray saying that he felt that Javon should have won, but then Gunther beat him to a pulp to the point where he just continued going on, which I get that. But at the same time, he's got a tag team title match the next night. He can't just die on Raw to then show up on NXT and then act normal. But I think they did it right, man. Javon showed out. He was dodging the chops for the whole beginning of that match. He really excelled, especially, having Gunther come back to his old theme song too was a nice treat. I wonder why they're going that route. I guess we'll see in the next coming weeks, probably when he fights John Cena at the finals. But that's the only thing that bothers me about Gunther, is that he's probably going to win this tournament. He's probably going to retire John Cena, because they booked him to a point where he can lose a match, but then he has to win the next 50, 55. So that's kind of a bummer, unless they go a route where Gunther then goes through this, starts at the bottom and then works his way back to where he used to be, kind of thing. But I think it was a perfect match for Javon Evans to showcase his talent, his skill in the ring, that he can do it on the main roster, because MSG loved it. They loved him. They loved Gunther. They loved that match. So definitely match of the night for me there.
It was incredible. And it was a dream match, and the sky's the limits, no pun intended, for Javon. He's the future of WWE. I don't think that anyone would argue that statement. We know where we're going with Gunther, right? And it's to a fault. You're right. They have overbooked Gunther ever since he joined WWE. We're talking NXT UK days. They just overbooked him. He's great, don't get me wrong, but now you're right. He can lose, but then he's just got to go on a run, because I don't think we haven't, but I don't think we've ever seen Gunther lose 2 matches in a row. Ever since the beginning. So listen, we're on the ride. Let's just try to enjoy it. We probably know where we're going, but just embrace it and let's just take it for what it is.
But who do you think he's going to face? I think it might be next week on Raw. Do you think it's going to be Reed or it's going to be Carmelo Hayes?
I hope it's Carmelo. I hope it's Carmelo. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm hoping that, yeah, I hope it's Carmelo. I'm just going to, I'm not going to dive too far into it. Melo deserves it, but then Melo's going to lose. So that's it.
Yeah, I think that we're going to see some shenanigans from the Face War Games team to come out and kind of mess with them. But part of me would love to see Gunther versus this version of Bronson Reed, because I think if he were to lose to this version of Bronson Reed, I think it would work at that point. I think Gunther could lose that match and still come out fine. So that's the only thing that makes me want Bronson Reed to win, is because I think that would be the only way we can get Gunther out of winning this tournament. Not to say he doesn't deserve to win the tournament, because he does. But again, it's just like a predictability thing with me. I want to see someone that I don't predict come up and win this match, win this tournament, and then go on to defeat John Cena. I don't think Gunther needs that. I mean, it's just like padding his accolades like we did with Brock Lesnar beating the streak. Like, I think that wasn't necessary to me. I feel like CM Punk should have done that, especially with how they were booking him back then and taking his Mania spots, or even a young guy back then too. So I think there's ways to pad people's stats, and there's things that you need to use to help propel future talent. And this John Cena farewell tournament, I think they need to use to propel someone that really needs it, or they want to put all their eggs in their basket. So that's why I do hope it's Bronson Reed, because I think they can have him go over Gunther, then have someone else beat Bronson Reed down the line.
Right. And like you just mentioned, Taker's streak, that should have been Bray Wyatt. 1000% should have been Bray Wyatt. But you're right. We discussed this last week and probably the week before that. Like, Gunther is already there. We know who Gunther is, right? Does he really need the putting over John Cena nudge? That's what people have to end up figuring out. Are there people that could definitely use it more? 1000%. But I don't know if we're gonna get that way. I hope we do. It would stun me, and I would love to be shocked, but I don't see it happening that way.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think it would be kind of a full circle moment for Solo to beat John Cena again and retire him. I don't think he was there to beat John Cena at WrestleMania back then, but he's definitely there now. I think that'd be a great moment for Solo Sikoa. I mean, WWE loves Solo. I mean, I love Solo. I think what he's doing on a day-to-day basis is tremendous. MFT thing is amazing. I love his personality that he has now. The dude's come a long way, and to me, I think he's the future of WWE as well. He's got it all down, and I would love to see him retire John Cena. But that's my opinion.
Hey, I love you, Solo. I love him too. We've discussed how much he has grown into his character, and he's great. He's fantastic, and he's been doing a fantastic job. I just don't see it being him. But I feel like, because he has the whole Wyatt 6 thing. Like, if you think about it that way, you still have, you have Uncle Howdy just stalking him left and right. You have Eric Rowan just like stroking his beard in the back of every single MFT shot. So, I mean, that's bound to come to a head. So, in my opinion, like, he's out. It's just not going to be him. So that's just me trying to, that's just me overthinking things and doing what I usually do.
Let's go to NXT, man. I mean, Chelsea Green, Ethan Page, and still the AAA mixed tag team champions. I mean, they do no wrong. That's all I can say. I can watch them be champion every week, day in, day out. The two of them together is chef's kiss. Them individually is so awesome. I'm excited to see Chelsea Green on SmackDown this week as the United States champion again. I mean, those two just are so entertaining, and I'm glad that Shawn Michaels and WWE has all the faith in the world for those two to not only, showcase WWE, but showcase AAA as well.
Those matching outfits were something. The Canadian, the maple. Oh my God, dude, just so good. God, like you said, can't do no wrong. It would have been the wrong decision to put the titles on Joe Hendry and Thea Hale right off the bat, just because of how well Ethan and Chelsea have vibed together. Sky's the limit. I hope that they're not dropping those titles anytime too soon. And I hope they're not dropping the North American or the United States Championship anytime too soon. Why do it? When you have gold, bask in the gold, Like just let them work. Let them be workhorses. Like I saw Chelsea was in the UK, flew to New York for NXT, and then she was flying back to the UK, and now she'll fly wherever SmackDown is. Like just workhorse. Just a workhorse.
Yeah, I don't think she'll lose anytime soon. I think they realized that what they had originally was gold, like you just mentioned, and to bring the fire back to the Women's United States Championship, why not bring the one that actually brought eyes to the championship? So I think she'll be United States champion for a very long time, but who knows? We've seen that championship jump around very recently, so I could be wrong. But what I wasn't wrong with, like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, we have Ed New, NXT Women's Champion, JC Jane, Izzy Dame, the Culling, Sean Spears, got in her way, took her out, threw her in for the Sharks to feed, and Fatal Influence now has their grasp back on the NXT Women's Championship. So let's go into your theories, your speculations, Justin, over there.
So, I mean, if you're on X, I'm sure you've seen it. If you're in the IWC, I'm sure you've seen it. I feel like I'm like Corey right now with how big this tweet. I didn't expect this tweet to blow up the way it has. But it's what we've been talking about. Some people have like tweeted at me like, "Are you joking? Or are you serious?" I was like, I have no idea, man. Like full disclosure, I have zero clue what's going on. I'm just observing, and I'm just putting pieces of the puzzle together, right? We spoke about it. We noticed the Culling in all white a few weeks ago, right? And then you have Tatum Paxley win the title. You can tell Izzy Dame wasn't too pleased, right? Izzy Dame was a little jealous. And then, like Tatum has been turned on before. Her friends have left her. Like she's tweeting right now, like again, like she literally just tweeted again. Like she lost another group that she trusted, that she gave her heart to, that she loved, and she thought she had a family again. Well, I think it's the perfect opportunity. It's not even like I'm not trying to break news or anything. I believe Fightful a few months ago had said that the Righteous Vincent and Dutch, friends of the podcast, might be under WWE contract. Like they started pulling away some independent dates. They still had some. They have been fulfilling them. By the way, met them at the big event. Shout out to Vincent Dutch. Shout out to Chris Van Vliet. Shout out to Killer Cross and Scarlett. Met all of them. I actually have Vincent and Dutch gave me the shirt for you, so I have that here.
Hey, yo.
So shout out to them. But man, I mean, if the rumors are true, and here I am just putting pieces of the puzzle together, this is it, right? Like, what better way? You have a lonely Tatum Paxley now who's off on her own again. She just lost everything she had, right? You need a family. We're all righteous. Just imagine, like, just Vincent and Dutch, just bring her in. And I think Deadline might be the next PLE for NXT. So if I'm a writer, I'm working this out to where Tatum's just alone again. Alone for the next few weeks leading up to this PLE. let's say it's her versus JC. She's outnumbered by the Culling, and then you hear that theme song. You just hear the theme, and JC, not JC, Tatum has a family. She is whole again. You kind of have cult versus cult, which got a good reaction on the tweet, and to show how like I people have not forgotten about the righteous. I just want that to be out there. This tweet blew up, and people want to see this. People are retweeting it. People are commenting on it. It has like 500 retweets, 600 likes, I think 75 bookmarks or some shit like that. The people want the righteous. We are all righteous. So I don't know anything, but if there's ever a time to debut them in WWE, it is now. So I hope we soon see our friends of the podcast, Vincent and Dutch, the righteous, in NXT with Tatum Paxley.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really say much more on top of that. I mean, you said it all, but I just hope for them, like, that'd be a fucking cool moment, man. I'd be so happy for them to be able to, you know, make that move, to be there, to be in that storyline. That would be phenomenal. And I just want to give a shout out to anyone who's watching social media clips of us and getting mad over speculations. Get off of social media. If you're going to get mad over speculations of professional wrestling, then get off of social media. I'm surprised you haven't got things spoiled for anything taped on all the leaks. So if you're very butthurt about getting things speculated or getting results read to you on accident, just stay off social media. Anyway,
and I'm sorry, just getting back to that. We were 50, like, it was a 50-50. Like, yeah, we got Cardona, which was awesome, but we didn't get Hendry. So, I mean, it's our thoughts. That's it. We're here. We're having fun. Like I said, we're a part of Body Slam, but I'm not the insider. I am not the insider breaking news. We are just here doing our podcast, enjoying what we do. And we love speculating and we love having fun. And that's what we're doing here. Vincent and Dutch have not told me anything. I'm just really hoping that it just makes too much sense in my mind. It really, like, if there's a perfect puzzle piece, it is Tatum Paxley, Vincent and Dutch, the righteous, against the Culling, and then you can go wherever the hell you want to go from there. But the perfect puzzle pice. Just boop, put it together.
Speaking it into existence right now. Yeah, I would love that, man. It just writes itself. It's just perfect. There's moments in time in wrestling where things really just fit the proper way. And sometimes you just got to pull that trigger, make the fans happy, make the wrestlers happy. You know, there's times where you can tease and push things off, but there's moments where you need to pull that trigger. And if Frightful is right and the righteous do have a contract with WWE, I mean, the time's now. I mean, people love them. People want them. You know, we've in the interview with them, we spoke about how, you know, social media and people love them. They make the videos, they react to them. Everyone's saying, you know, we are righteous. You dig? Like, everyone is behind the righteous from what I'm seeing on social media. So WWE's got to strike while the iron's hot.
And then the last thing that I wanted to say about this is just enjoy whatever happens. Clearly, just they have a backing. The backing is real on social media. So just embrace it, because if it does happen, it's going to be electric. If not, they're still going to crush it with whatever they're doing. So just seeing this amount of traction and love that they're being given just shows how well the righteous work and how over they are. And they really haven't been on TV in forever. You know, they haven't been on TV since AEW, but they are still as over as ever, just because they're the righteous, man. You dig what I'm saying?
Dude, and the promo you sent me that was tweeted out, that they tweeted out, was awesome. I mean, that's the stuff that, you know, again, I brought up to them in the interview like a month or so ago, is the fact that the way they're building these promos and the style of them and the messaging in them, they're so calculated, they're so intriguing, and they really get your eye going and your thought process going. So like the things they're doing is far above a lot of what other wrestlers are doing, especially on the independent scenes. And they deserve all the respect in the world, all the praise. And I hope to see them in WWE very soon.
Yeah. Your words to the manifestation up above's ears.
Yeah, Triple H's ears. If he's listening, hey, Hunter, make it happen. All right? Your boy wants it.
I mean, I hope they are. And then I guess we could just finish off with I want to know your feelings on the title defense by Blake Monroe and Zarya throwing in that white towel.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the spoilers, the taping spoilers, so I don't know what next week's gonna look like. But I can almost promise you that we're gonna have a Sol Ruka doing a nice turn on Zarya. That's what I'm feeling. I mean, we saw it, the throwing in the towel. I mean, rightfully so. Blake Monroe was gonna snap that freaking leg off of Sol Ruka. So do I blame Zarya? No. But I think we're gonna have a little fallout next week when we watch NXT.
Well, thank you so much to all of you, 227 of you. Right now, we're at the 45-minute mark. We spoke some Monday Night Raw. We spoke the return of Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler. And clearly, we spoke about NXT and what might be to come. Thank you all. Obviously, if you see down below and you're watching, please subscribe to the Body Slam Patreon for exclusive breaking news, interviews, podcasts, and more. $5 a month, well worth it. Patreon, the guys and gals over there, once again, are doing an incredible job. So if you love the breaking news, I'm not breaking news, but they are over there. Top left corner, you have at the 10 Count Pod on all social media. Please go give us a follow, especially YouTube. And now above that in the top left corner is the QR code. You scan that, you'll go to prowrestlingtees.com. It'll be the official 10 Count and Quick Count merch. So go get your merch and support the show. Until then, enjoy the weekend. We still got to get the Quick Count back up and running, which we'll figure it out. Ty still in.
We could probably do it this Sunday.
This Sunday?
I said that a bunch of times already and it didn't happen, but we could probably make it work.
Hey, it's coming into the holidays for me, especially with work. So we'll figure it out. We just have Matt got to check out the boys finish the pod in the AM. Flight out to Florida. Have fun, brother. Safe flight. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you all on the next one.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.